Hey, welcome guys. Tony Porter and it's Universal Baseball Association YouTube channel. Here we got a almost complete game. We're starting the bottom half of the first inning. It is California, the Angels that are really, if you look at them, if you look at their squad, they're starting to develop that team that was a contender in the early 80s. Um, well, they have that established by now, right? I think they contended in 79 as well, but this is the 1980 season. I'm replaying the Billy Ball A's, and it's Brian Kingman on the mound for the A's versus Bruce Kison for the Angels. Both are 8 pitchers, and it's going to be Ricky Henderson who is leading off. So if you want a little bit of entertainment, I will talk about some aspects of the game as I go. Um, Anything worth noting as well. Now, Ricky Henderson stole 100 bases that season out of 126 attempts, so he's got lots of stolen bases on his card for sure. And let's get the pitch from Bruce Kison. Kison had 13 starts, so he was injured half the season. 73 innings pitched, high WHIP, 3-6 record. It's a right-hander. It's 54, so that's a 54 card check. And I mean, I do it a certain way. So go to Wilder chart. So that means pull another card. Then base empty Wilder, stretching a single into a double, left fielder arm rating. Okay, it's Joe Rudi in left field. Let's see what his arm rating is. His arm rating is a 3. So 1 to 3. All right, wait a second. Oh no, that's the rating, not the assist number. So let's look here. He's an A in left field, so it's 1 to 3. He's out. So 1 to 3, Ricky Henderson's out, trying to stretch a single into a double. So let's do it. And he is out. So Joe Rudi throws him out. So it's going to be a single, runner on first, out. Trying to advance one base, I believe is how you do it. Man. No. All right. I've had a couple issues with this in the last couple of days. I haven't played this for a while, so I kind of forgot certain things. So let's quickly put this on. Yeah, that was easy. It's just a single, double star, and then an X. All right, so Ricky Henderson's thrown out at second base by Joe Rudi. And who's up? Dwayne Murphy. Dwayne Murphy's up. Left-handed hitter with a 26. He's a righty. That's a ground ball, base hit. So that's a split single. So Murphy is on at first. Mitchell Page has a good bunt rating. And I've been bunting with him, but he also has 17 home runs, so he has power. So I'm going to let him swing away this time. And a 45 will be a 5. That's going to be a 5-4-3 double play. Hit the Carney, goes to second for one, back to first. Double play. And that should end the inning. Murphy was a first with a single, and it didn't come up. Okay, let's put him at first with a single, and then we'll get a double play. Hope everybody's doing well this morning. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel, G543. If you have any questions about how I do things, just let me know. Donnie Baylor is a right-handed hitter. Donnie Baylor batted .250 that season with 5 home runs. Only played half the season, so I'm imagining he struggled with some injuries as well. Here's a pitch from Brian Kingman. And that's going to be a 33, which is line base hit. And not only that, he gets a possibility for a steal. And there goes. That was a 33 with a 12, and he is out at second base. So it is a single. And then there goes the runner. Throw down from Newman. Newman the catcher, and the tag by Guerrero, and he is out. SB1 runner on first is out. So here's Dave Revering now. Excuse me, no, it is, Rod Carew comes up. And the pitch at 23 will be a fly ball, right field. Tony Armas is out there. He waits for it, makes the catch. And we go to top of the second inning. 2 outs in the top of the second inning. Brian down. Thought that was the end of the inning. This is bounced to the shortstop. Guerrero fires to first in time. All right, we go to the bottom of the second inning. Dave Revering leads off for the Billy Ball A's with a 53 and a 15. That 15 is your Katie check too high. It's going to be the center fielder. Cowens. What does Cowens look like out there in center field? Cowens is terrible with a 4, and that'll drop in. What's it drop in as? I think it drops in as a, hold on. Drops in as a single or a double. Drops in as a single. So a little bloop single for Dave Revering, and here is Wayne Gross. Bruce Keeson gets the sign from Downing. He's ready. Replaying the 1980 A season is a 13 with a 7. That's lifted to left. Rudy down the line. Waits for it. 1 away. Next up is Newman. Pitch from Keeson. And it's a 33, which will be a ground ball base hit. And with an 8, runner will advance 1 base. So runners on first and second now. And you have Tony Armas. There he is. And 1 out. Bruce Keeson with the sign. And the pitch. And that's 66. That's a deep drive. Left field. Way back. No doubt about this one. That ball is out of here. 3-run shot for Tony Armas. And the A's go up 3-0. Tony Armas did hit 35 home runs that season. So he clobbers one here and puts it in the stands, and that puts the A's up 3-0. The A's do have a 5-game winning streak. They're 5-2. The California Angels are 1-5. Here's Mario Guerrero with a 66, and that's down the line. Fair ball into the corner. Played the carom by Rudy, and going for second is Guerrero, and he's in there. Stand-up double with 1 out. Here's Piccolo. Piccolo's been on a tear as of late. 61, that'll be a swing and a miss, and he goes down on strikes. Lineup flips over, and we go to the top of the lineup. Here comes Ricky Henderson. Pitch from Keeson with a 33. That's line base hit, a 6. Runner will score. So RBI single. And that is a 4-0 lead for the A's. And on that 33, there will be a chance to steal. If it's a 1, it's a pickoff. It is a 1, so we're going to have a pickoff opportunity on that 6. 33, yep, on that 6. Let's see. Bruce Keeson is a strong arm right-hander. So a strong arm right-hander may pick him off. And a strong arm right-hander is a 1-8. And the throw to first, and Carew lays down the tag, and Henderson's out. Picked off. Ricky Henderson doesn't like it. And that will that will retire the side. So leading off here. Now Joe Rudy was interesting. He went to the California Angels as a big superstar free agent in, I believe, 77 with a couple other guys, Gritch and I think Baylor. They all joined at the same time. And Rudy, I never saw him. He always an influential player, but never a guy that really busted out of the box with big numbers. For example, in 1980, he hit 16 home runs, played in 100 games, 17 doubles, always kind of injured, right? He faced a lot of injuries, batted .237, 17 walks. So Joe Rudy bats here, nobody out, top of the third. Pitch from Brian Kingman, that's a 51. So that's the Katie check, 1-4, that 8, that's too high. So the 2, it's going to probably be an error on a shortstop, and it is. It's a 2, so it's bounced to Guerrero, and he bobbles it, and everybody's safe. So it's an E6, and Rudy's on it first on an error. And we'll just double check the error numbers. Yep, he's a 6, and that was a 2 roll. So Bobby Grich is up now. Bobby Grich is not a great hit and run guy, so we'll just swing away with Grich, and that's a 32, and that's going to be a drive in the gap, and that's going to split the outfielders. Nobody's going to get that. That's going to bounce off the wall. Let's see how far our man can get. He's going to be pulling up at third base. So it's back-to-back hits and a double for Bobby Grich. And here's, oh, actually, error. It was an error and a double. So that puts runners on second and third, nobody out. It is Freddie Patek, yes, sir. Freddie Patek had 275 at-bats, 86 games, played half the season with the with the Angels in 1980. Freddie Patek, right-handed hitter, batted 264. And here's the pitch, and that's going to the infield, back 41. That'll be ball 4. So that loads the bases for Kingman to deal with now. So the pitching coach is going to go out and talk to Brian Kingman, excuse me. Al Cowens is the next batter. He's a right-handed hitter, infield's back, trying for the double play. So Kingman gets the sign from Newman. The infield for the A's from third to first is Gross, Guerrero, Picholo, and Revering. From left field to right field is Henderson, Murphy, and Armas. Pitch. And that's a 44. That's line. Base hit. And an 8 will score 1 RBI single there. Everybody else holds. So Cowens. It's a 4-1 game now. Bases are still loaded. Nobody out. So Kingman is got a pickle to deal with here. Here is Carney Lansford. Lansford batted 261 and 15 home runs. He played the whole season. Not a good third baseman at all. Poor range. Decent arm. Does make a lot of errors. Not a big stolen base guy. Still 14 out of 19. Pitch. And that's a 54. So that's probably wild pitch type roll here. In this case, no, it's going to be a possible pickoff by the catcher. So he's going to throw to third to try to get Grich. My catcher, Newman, is probably an A-arm. He is an A-arm, so it's one A-arm is a 1-4. And, oh no, he is safe at third base. The tag down by Gross, not in time. All right. Pitch to Lansford, and that's a 55. That's going to be 19, line base hit, and that'll score 2. So it's a 4-3 ball game. Around to score is Grich, followed by Patek. Going to third. Going to third will be Cowens. So the tying run is at third base, and here comes Disco Danford. In this case, it's still early. We have nobody out. We're trying to get the out, so we're going to let the run score. Danford to pitch. That's a 33. Ground ball up the middle. Through for a base hit, and that ties up the game. 18. Runner will move to third. Brian Kingman's really struggling here. Just giving up a bunch of base hits. Consecutive base hits. So we're going to have to look. We don't want to pull them just yet. It is only the third inning, but the game is tied at 4. Don Baylor, first and third. Going to bring the infield in here. We're going to bring the corners in middle back. And that's going to be a 36, and the 36 will be an out. Fly ball center field, but that's 6. It will be shallow center field, so no advance. He could advance, I think, with a 1-3, 4-6 safe. Let's try to tag up. 4-6, he's safe, and he is safe. So it is a sacrifice fly. Fly ball center field, runner third, safe. All right, the A's have taken a 5-4 lead and 1 out. Here's Rod Carew with a 14, and a 14 is a ground ball to the first baseman. Revering goes to second for 1, back to first, 3-6-3 double play. All right, Murphy leads off. 5-4, the A's have taken the lead. Murphy with a 62, and that'll be a pop-up. Foul ball behind the plate. Catcher Downing, Brian Downing. Infield for the Angels, Lansford at third, Patek at short, Gritch at second, and Carew at first. In the outfield from left to right is Rudy Cowens and Ford. They have a pretty good team, all-star team. A lot of well-known names. Here's Mitchell Page, and Mitchell Page with a 32, and tapped right back to Keeson. Over to first. 2 down. And Dave Revering. Revering's 1 for 1. And it's going to be an out bounce to second base. Scooped up by Gritch. Sidearms it to first, and that retires the side. We go to top of the 4th. All right, let's see if Brian King can get through a couple of batters without trouble. 64. And that's a deep fly ball to right field. Backing up a few steps. His arm is, and he's there. Joe Rudy's next. Rudy's 0 for 1 today. And he's going to be 0 for 2 with a bouncer to third. Carney Lansford throws a strike. Wayne Gross throws a strike to Revering. And here's Bobby Gritch. Gritch is 1 for 1 today. And he's going to be ball 4. And a walk. And there he goes. The throw down. Not in time. Stolen base for Bobby Gritch. Using Digital Diamond Baseball as my helper. Otherwise, it would be crazy keeping track with everything. Patek with a 63 and an out and a bounce at a third, and that'll do it. Gross over to first in time. Leading off is Wayne Gross for the A's here in the bottom of the 4th. We're playing the 1980 Billy Ball A's, doing a replay. I will be alternating with several other things that I'm doing. The next thing up is Field Day Baseball. Fantastic game. Snake Eyes, and it's a 1-8 walk, and 19 will be a fly ball lifted high to down the line in right field, and it's Disco Dan Ford who's under it, makes the catch, and that retires Gross. Jeff Newman. Pitch from Keeson, a 12. It's a little number in front of the plate. Catcher Downing picks it up, throws him out. And next up, it is Tony Armas, who's homered, 3-run homer earlier in the game, 14. And that's a drive in the gap on the run to Cowens, who tracks it down. '62. Snake Eyes, 10. That's line drive left field. Right there is Henderson. L7, 2 away. Disco Dan steps to the plate. He's ready. The pitch from Brian Kingman, a 22, and that is lined. Base hit. Disco Dan is on at first with 2 outs, and here's Don Baylor. Baylor with a 41. Now it's ball 4. Loses him. So Brian Kingman, looks like the umpire squeezing Kingman a little bit, and Kingman walking around the mound, not happy with that call. Neither is Newman, the catcher. Rod Carew, that brings Rod Carew up, who batted .333. Yeah, he was some kind of hitter. Here's a pitch from Brian Kingman, and that's going to be, we got lucky. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Struck him out, and that retires the side. Not easy to strike out Rod Carew, but he did strike out. All right, here is Mario Guerrero. We're in the bottom of the 5th. It's a 5-4 game, 5-6-0 for the Angels, and it's 4-7-1 for the A's. This is Tony Porter, your host. Remember to get those questions in. We're playing tabletop baseball. We're playing fall classic baseball. Rolling some dice, old school. Mario Guerrero, wherever you guys are out there, wherever in the country or out of the country. I know I got people from out of the country that listen in. So it's Mario Guerrero, who today's 1 for 1. Check out Digital Diamond Baseball. You got to get that 42, and that'll help you big time. That's going to be ball 4. And next up is Piccolo. I bunt with 1 die, and that's a good bunt. And I like field day baseball actually tells you how many times he bunted during the course of the season, so you can track that and you don't overdo it. But Pichula bunts a lot. So does Henderson. I bunt them both. Henderson, when you see that they have a pretty high bunt rating, that means they were bunting. If they have a low bunt rating, that means they weren't bunting very much. Ricky Henderson with a runner at second base, one out. Pitch from Keeson. And that is a drive. That's going to be trouble. -3-3. Nope. It's going to be a fly ball center field. Nobody advances. Shallow center. Could have been a home run, but not close. Keeson did not give up a lot of home runs. That's 22, Dwayne Murphy, and that is ball 4. So Bruce Keeson loses him, puts runners on first and second, and Keeson is running out of gas. Mitchell Page now with 2 outs and 2 on. Here in the bottom of the 5th pitch, and that's a 36, and the 36 will be lifted to center. Cowens. We go at top of the 6th. Brian Downing leads off against Brian Kingman. 44 up the middle, base hit, center field. Downing is on. Next up is Rudy. Does not bunt. Here's the pitch. 36, and that'll be a 13. Ooh, a 13. We gotta look. It's gonna be a 6-4-3. If my second baseman has a strong arm, it is a double play, and I do not know that he does, and he does not. So it's a 6-4. Fielder's choice. Rudy's on at first. Here's Bobby Grich. Pitch to Grich at 33, and that's line. Base hit left center field. And 18 going to third will be Joe Rudy. So it's first and third, and fields in Freddie Patek. The pitch by Kingman. It's a 65 pitcher, 1-9. That's a fly ball left field. And that is going to be a possible F runner. Gets an advantage. Rudy's not an F runner, so it's going to be straight up left field, whatever the left field assist rating is. He's actually slow, so he loses one. So my left fielder, let me see, 17, right? Yeah, that's my left fielder. Who's my left fielder? Henderson. Henderson may pick up the... Henderson is a 5, so he becomes a 6. It's automatic. Rudy must go here, so he tags up, tries to score the throw from Henderson, the tag by Newman, and he is out. So let's do that. That's going to be a double play to end the inning. So let's do that. Fly ball, 7, DP at 2. Let's try and see if that works. No, it did not give me the DP. All right, so I got to undo that. Let's try that one other way. So it's a fly ball, 7. Runner on third is out. And that is 2. Got it. All right. So the A's defense gets them out of that predicament, and it's going to be Dave Revering. Now, why do you say I try to score? If it was automatic, he was going to be out, because that's one where you don't know it's automatic, he's going to be out, and the player thinks he has a chance, and he gets thrown out. Okay? That's how the game works. Sometimes you have the choice to hold up the runner, like if it would have been, in this case, in an assist case, I don't have, when you have to use the assist rating, you must go, right? Actually, in that one, if there's an assist chance, in that one, I don't have to go, actually. But there's an assist chance if the runner on third is tagging to score, so I can undo that whole thing. And let's undo that. So in this case, I didn't have to go. There's some cases I do have to go. Okay, so just a heads up on that. So let's go back. Freddie Patek is up. It is going to be a fly ball to left field for the second out. And 2 outs now. Al counts. Pitch from Brian King. And the snake eyes will be popped up. In front of the plate, the catcher is there, calls for it, and that retires the side. All right, so I use this page. I use the Take It Easy. Each one has a little bit different take on things. Take It Easy, runner advance chart. I like that one. Dave Revering's up. He's batting here in the bottom of the 6th. The A's trail by 1. See what happens. Bruce Keeson. Both starters are starting to wear 43, and that'll be a fly to center. 1 down. Wayne Gross. 15. Fly to center again. Over his Cowens, 2 away. And Jeff Newman. And that's a 52. Possible error. And a 10 on a third baseman. Third baseman is Lansford. Lansford's error rating is a 6. So he'll make that play. Up with it. Fires the first in time. 3 up, 3 down. Easy inning for Keeson. All right, we got 2 guys beginning to tire. Kingman is also beginning to tire. He's on the verge of getting pulled. He's going to face Carney Lansford. Let's see. Pitch, and 35 will be a bouncer to third. Picked up by Gross over to first in time. 1 down. Disco Dan Ford is next. How's he doing today? 2 for 3 today. 45. Bouncer to second base. Piccolo. He's there. Sidearms it over to first in time. 2 down. And Don Baylor with a 35, and a 35 will be a ground ball to the third baseman, who charges it bare hands, throws the first. What a play by Gross. Gets him. G5. 3 up, 3 down. All right, we're pulling Keeson here because it is that time to pull Keeson. See who we're going to grab. Who's coming up? Arma's a righty. He's a tough righty, so we'll look for a righty. Rotation spot long. Jim Barr is coming in. Jim Barr is not part of the next 4 days, so he will as a starter, so he's good. The game tells me who's starting the next 4 games. Let's roll for him, and he will have his C stuff. So Jim Barr does not get his best stuff, or have his best stuff. So Barr, let's do that. Let's do that. All right, here's Tony Ross pitch, and that is a 36, which will be ground ball, base hit through the hole, and Armas is on it first. Guerrero will bunt, and it is a good bunt. Squares, lays it down, catcher, SH2, and now it's going to be Rob Piccolo, who we're going to pinch hit for. Bring in a lefty. Let's bring in a lefty to hit here. Switch hitter Dave McKay or lefty Ray Cozy. Let me go with Cozy. Why not? I like to use these guys that weren't used very much in reality. Love that. Ray Cozy's going to get the call, and he's exciting. Puts on a helmet, picks up a bat, and he's ready. Pitch. And that's a 56, which will be a fly ball center field. And that is 2 away. Only a new shortstop. And here's Ricky Henderson. Pitch from Barr. And a 62 will be a hard hit ball, line drive to left. Rudy right there. All right, let's grab a quick shortstop. Who are we going to bring in to play shortstop? Let's see. We're going to the bench. Shortstop Dave McKay. He'll come in, and he will be batting 9th. in the top of the 8th inning. Ryan Kingman is going to be replaced as well. He's also tired. And it will be who's it going to be? Lysander. A guy named Rick Lysander will come in. Who's batting first? A lefty. So we'll go with Lysander. He will face Carew. He will have his A stuff. But he's a terrible pitcher, but let's see what happens. See if we can get through Carew. Here's the pitch, and that is trouble. Oh no, actually, he does have a lot of control, and that's going to be a ground ball up the middle, and Guerrero gets there, spins, throws the first in time. The G6. Oh, McKay was not as short, was at second base. I don't know if I said that or not, if I got that right or not. Here is Brian Downing. We are going to let Lysander pitch to Downing, and that's going to be a 26 against a lefty. It's an out. Lysander's a righty. It's a fly ball to center. I thought Lysander was a lefty. That's why I brought him in. But that works out anyway, and here's Joe Rudy. Pitch by Lysander. And a 62 will be a bouncer to short, scooped up by Guerrero over to first, and that retires the side. G6. So Rudy grounds out to end the inning, 3 up, 3 down. Here comes the bottom of the 8th. Murphy. Barr is still on the mound with a 13, and 13 1 to 6. It's going to be a drive in the gap. On the run is Cowens, and Cowens tracks it down, 1 away, flies out. Next up is Mitchell Page. Mitchell Page with a 45. 45 will be bounced to third. Lansford. Strong throw to first, 2 down. Still 5-4 California. Here's Revering. Revering with a 16. And that is the ground ball that Carney Lansford gets to and throws the first to retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. All right, well, so I'm going to pull Lysander here just because he is not a very good pitcher. We don't trust him very much. Bobby Grich is coming up. So we're going to go to Jeff Jones here. And he'll have his best stuff. Bobby Grich leads off. Grich today. Let's see, where's Bobby Grich today? What is he at today? Bobby Grich is 2 for 2 with a double, run scored, stolen base, walk. I'm gonna play 3 games with the Angels, and then the Angels will go to Minnesota. And that's going to be a 31. Now that I play as a range play. So the range play is going to be to the shortstop. And Guerrero will get to that. Dives on his feet over to first in time. G6. So that's a 7 I rolled. And Guerrero, without the KD, of course. I don't use the KD on the 31s. All right, just get a little bit more defense in there. I like that feel of the defense. All right, here's Freddie Pontek. And it's a 55, and that is line base hit. So it's it's a single. A knock by Freddie Pontek. He's on at first. There's no steal sign on there. I use automatic steals. Here's Al Cowens, who's not a good hit and run guy. So he's just going to swing away against Jeff Jones. Here's the pitch. And that's a 34, and the 34 will be lined to the second baseman. It could be a double play, and it is not. Ripped. L4, he whips it to the shortstop, but not in time. I'm sorry, whips it to the first baseman, Revering, but back is Patek. And here's Carney Lansford with 2 out and 1 on. Pitch, and a 64 will be a swing and a miss, and it ends the inning. We go last licks for the A's. What's going to happen? Are they going to be able to pull it off? They'll trail by 1. 5-9-0 for the Angels, 4-8-1 for the A's. The A's have won 5 games in a row. Here's Wayne Gross leads off. Let's see who we have as our closer. That's what we need. We're going to call on our closer for the Angels. Let's see, who is the closer? Closer looks like Mark Clear was a closer. Anybody else was a closer? Nope. Mark Clear was the main closer, I think. From what I'm seeing, closer Mark Clear. All right, so let's grab his card. Oh, there it is. All right, Mark Clear, gonna roll for him. He's got his B stuff. All right, against Wayne Gross, Clear versus Wayne Gross. And let's do it. So here's the pitch, and that is a 46. 46 for a lefty. He's going to be popped up. There's a lot of foul territory here. And for a lefty, it's going to be a foul ball, third base. And that's one out. Jeff Newman's next. He is a righty. Should I go pinch hit? Let's see what I got to pinch hit with. See if I got a lefty sitting on the bench somewhere. I got no lefties, all righties. So I'm going to stick with Newman. Here's the pitch from Clear. 55. That's going to be a line drive base hit. Falls in front of Rudy. And Newman is slow, so we will get a pinch runner for him. And it will be somebody a little bit quicker on the base pass. Mike Edwards will pinch run. All right, Tony Armas. He had the big hit in the first inning. 3-run shot. All right, here goes. Here's the pitch. And, we need another 3-run shot, but that's a hard hit ball. Third base goes second for one. Back to first. Double play. Ball game's over. Yes, sir. Just like that. G543. All right, well, you saw it. You saw Fall Classic Baseball, and plays very, very easy, very, very smoothly. And if you pay attention, you learn about all the different details of the game. And remember to like and subscribe. Let's talk about the Angels are now. Well, I have to first update the box score here. I'm using Digital Diamond Baseball, 120 seasons for $27. Plus, you got to get that. I mean, it's a must. It's a must purchase. Let's see. Let's go to box score here. Let's see what we got. I'm going to rest a little bit, recovering from surgery. So the Angels are 2-5. The A's are 5-3. The hitters for the A's were Henderson with 2 hits, Newman with 2 hits, Armas with 2 hits. Armas hit his first home run of the year. Keeson gets the win. The save goes to Clear. The loss goes to Kingman. He's 1-1. And that's about it. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe to Universal Baseball Association Facebook group. Also, Fall Classic Facebook group. Thanks for watching. I'm your host, Tony Porter, and reach out. Let me know what you're thinking. Take care.